Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the second in a couple of discs featuring the music of Japanese composer Takashi Yoshimatsu and conductor Keitaro Harada with the Tokyo Symphony Orchestra on Denon. This one has his first symphony, which is subtitled Kamui-Chikap. Now, what a Kamui-Chikap has something to do with birds. It's got like birds. Yoshimatsu is a bird guy. He's a bird guy like Messiaen was a bird guy. Takemitsu was a bird guy. And Haydn and Mahler were bird guys. And there are lots of Dvorak. Oh my goodness, he raised pigeons. He was such a bird guy. Lots of composers do birds. He does birds very, very well. The nice thing about this is that the birds are not overbearing. There are like twittery episodes, nice little birdie chirpy things, but they don't become like you want to just strangle the little suckers or, shoot them and spit roast them on your grill or anything like that. They're charming. They're evocative, and they get out of the way and quickly enough so that the music can do other things. Now, this is a big work. It's a big work that requires quite a bit of concentration, and it's very eclectic. It shows Yoshimatsu's enjoyment of rock music and pop music and its use of ostinato rhythms and percussion. It has some very dissonant moments. It's very eclectic. I read a review of this or a discussion of his music once that mentioned Schnittke in its kind of polystylism. And it may be a little bit like that, but it's much easier to take. It's much less confrontational, although this has its confrontational elements. The movement is in the symphony is in a 5-movement arch form. And almost Bartokian in that sense, and with a central scherzo followed by 2 slow movements on either side, and then 2 bigger mixed movements with a kind of they're also slow, but they're more eventful than the slow movements. These are gross generalizations. So it does require a little bit of concentration because there's a lot of slow music. There's a lot of slow, quiet music in it. But it's fun. And the titles, movements have titles. Of course they have titles. The titles are ground, then water, or I guess ground is earth, right? In this case, because it's earth, air, fire, and water. So it's earth, let's call it, water, fire, air, and then finally, rainbow. Yes, rainbow. Whether you get any of that stuff, I have no clue. Fire is the central scherzo. Oh, and it's a whopper. 5 minutes of insane, fun, orchestral mayhem. Oh my goodness, I just loved it. The other movements, like I said, they're kind of slowed down. The first movement, Earth, is a series of crescendos with the biggest one at the end, and then a fadeaway. And the fadeaway is on a couple of chords. It sounds just like the recapitulation of Sibelius's Tapiola. When they're just going wah, 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 back and forth, that sort of oscillating chord thing, 2 dissonant chords. Of course, this is Sibelius without the tunes. It's just the accompaniment. But if you know Tapiola, you're going to listen to that and you're going to go, ah! Tapiola. And then we've got, water, which is very pretty with solo strings and things like that. And then, like I said, fire, which is nuts, and air, which is appropriately light and airy. These are like 8-minute slow movements. They're not interminable. And then finally, the rainbow at the end and the quiet ending and total loveliness and serenity and all that good stuff. It's really an interesting work. And it's very well performed here by Keitaro Harada and the Tokyo Symphony Orchestra, and very well recorded by Denon. It sounds just fabulous, absolutely fabulous. And you get a little bonus here in the form of a Chikap, which is like more bird stuff. It's just how long is it? It's like 9 minutes, and it's lovely. It's a lovely disc. I enjoyed it very much. I think if you're collecting Yoshimatsu, you will too. And if you don't know his music, you should think about it. Now, the first symphony is a little bit more stylistically eclectic or uncertain than the later ones. He developed more of a characteristic style based on sort of minimalism, and I hate to say it because it's not as repetitious as minimalism, in a sense that there's actual like tunes and ideas rather than just harmonic procedures repeating themselves endlessly. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but so this is an early introduction to his symphonic oeuvre, and it's very well done. And I do hope that these forces do more Yoshimatsu. We really need, Chandos, of course, has a Yoshimatsu series, but his music deserves more exposure. And we could use an alternative that stays readily available, hopefully. And Keitaro Harada is a very good conductor of this music, for sure. I'm interested in hearing other examples of his work, of which I've seen there are some out there. So there you go, my friends. Keep on listening. Take care.